What are they on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay to lower this, Sarah? Okay to lower this?
Sure.
Yeah.
Jim, what do you think of West Center?
Well, if you got one email, you can go to his
West Center.
That's you.
Oh.
Is it yours?
I saw the picture, sir. Is it more than the picture does?
First I did some sidewalks tomorrow.
No, I think.
Well, I said, I know, I didn't understand the meeting.
Yeah, Parker has.
Yeah, I didn't see you.
Just saw it.
No, I didn't. It wasn't. This long.
And I read the stuff on Monday about.
I would say just.
We have a
email
long
and try to read it.
It's you great.
So then you got some time to sign water city.
Well, maybe you can help me out a little bit. Oh, really?
No, that's.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we can bring them out.
I think it was
Really?
you know it.
Yeah, I thought she bring them out.
Good. Who gave you good?
I don't know.
Good it is. Who gave it? We haven't started.
It's going.
Okay. 6:01 and 56 seconds. Monday, April 7th, 2025. Water and Sewer Committee meeting. Number one, petitions by citizens on non-agenda items. None. Number two, water and sewer rates. I will explain this the best I can, and if I don't do a good job, Sarah will help me out. Did everybody get the memo? So this is as per ordinance. The CPI is for the Consumer Price Index. And it kind of explains there a little more what that, per the Urban Wage Earners of Clark County, Midwest All Item Index. It's a 2.59% increase, which is approximately 38 cents per 1,000 gallons. Usually we have on there 6,000 gallon user, which is a big user. That would be an increase of $2.33 per month. Typically when we run these numbers, we do 3,000. So for that, it'd be $1.17 increase per month on a 3,000 gallon user. And then this one is gonna go into effect.
The water will be seen on the March bills that are mailed out this month. So we'll see that increase with the March bills.
In April, for sure.
Yes. Well, sewer's gonna be the May bills that are mailed out in June.
I can go over the sewer one, we can talk about that. Same thing, CPI, that one is the same, 2.59. That equals 47 cents. Or I'm sorry, 21 cents per 1,000 gallons. You're talking about okay.
47 cents for the first 2,000.
For the first 21 after that. So like minimum of 2,000 gallons, you're 47 cents per month. 6,000 gallon user, which again is a very big one, is $1.31. So after that, if you're 3,000, it'd be 65. So if you use 3,000 gallons, you're looking at a $1.82 per month increase. Obviously, you can use more or less than that, and the 6,000 gallon numbers there. This is an ordinance. This is something we've done, I would say, for a very long time. Does the committee feel like giving a recommendation to keep doing it?
I have one question, I don't know who's best directed to, but when we were going through the last projections, costs for the plan, we saw like costs for how much to run it, all that sort of thing. Do we have any sort of, are we looking across at any point, like is this gonna cover us to run the facility? Are we gonna look, say, in 5 years, if CPI is high and we're really lean in the facility, we got overage, are we gonna compare that all, or is this pretty well, were those the projections that we saw on that paper? Does anyone know, like, Because I assume ultimately we need what we need to run facilities.
We need to know what it costs to run the thing,
Correct.
to make the
Or
water.
if we have a
Do we
deficit.
have that number yet?
It's too early in the stages of operating the plant, just given the softening of the mine and the chemical.
But I assume we, by just, 6 months, we have a water committee meeting if we're worried about.
I mean, I think we have to personally stick with the ordinance for what we're doing right now. When JR, can give us an accurate outlook on what the water plant would be, then we would need to have another meeting to see if we need to do anything in that direction.
Good job, Sarah.
Question about that, maybe question.
Sure.
When the new plant went online, wasn't there a reduction in what it costs homeowners for water, or did it stay the same?
There would have been an increase if we wouldn't have,
So we avoided the increase.
we avoided the increase.
There was no decrease.
Exactly. They didn't see,
Yeah.
there would have been a double-digit increase.
Yeah, what was 19% increase January 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't have
So-
charge.
Yeah.
So we have a 19% increase, we have a 2.59% increase.
I think that's very important to.
Yeah.
I think the increase was a little bit more than that, something like 27.
27?
I'll look at.
Even better for us.
It was a big increase.
We're doing basically a 10% increase, which is pretty rough.
Which is, yeah, which is in line with the ordinances.
Yeah.
And. Thank you. Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, I'll make a recommendation.
I'll second that.
Make a recommendation to approve the water and sewer CPI increase per ordinance. That sound good?
Comfortable with that?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Recommendation passes. Number 3 or 4 comments.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I just wonder if we couldn't have like a subcommittee or exploratory into helping people with sprinklers and swimming pool. You know, it seems to me that you've got 6 months of usage and you've got 6 months off. And I wonder if we can't take the average or something in that formula when they're using it a lot, and obviously it's not going into the sewer, and they use a sprinkler.
But they have the choice of to put another meter in it, that doesn't get charged for sewer.
And there's many times that the meter is not possible. Because of landscaping. You're gonna tear out $5,000 worth of existing landscaping, it's just not gonna be feasible. I just wanna know if I think there's been talk of other cities have done it, and I just wonder, how can we approach this intelligently to give.
So I don't know anything about other cities doing it. We have talked about
It's
it.
fairly common. It's all done with submetering, not, yeah.
And I just said the averages, obviously they're not gonna use the sprinkler all year long, but they are gonna be flushing the toilet, et cetera, when you have your normal use. Your sprinkler, your pools, and everything else is not, it's way above normal use.
I would like to see, we've talked about this many times in the past, but it has been probably 2 or 3 years since the last time we discussed it. I have no problem scheduling another meeting, maybe in 2 weeks on the 3rd Monday. But the biggest thing I'd like to find out is what do the other towns do, or in all, they just have 2 meters like Russ said.
That's the only thing I've ever encountered is you sub-meter the irrigation, you sub-meter.
When you get your camera into the existing situation.
Yeah, I understand that, but just taking an average of what the bill is in the summer compared to the rest of the year, it's gonna be a tough calculation that will be open to a lot of scrutiny.
I don't know if the computers can do it. Because I don't even know if they are.
Well, they could definitely pull an average, but if you had a,
What if you got college kids in their home during the summer and you're using 4 times as much water?
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of things that can go over there,
Yeah. Not just irrigation, right?
Could we look to see what other cities have done and let's see what we come up with?
like I said, we've talked about it, I think it's been 2 or 3 years, I don't mind talking about it again.
The last I remember we got is that the computers couldn't do it.
Well, the computers are never gonna be able to tell where the water goes, obviously, so we could have done it before where, I mean, are you just asking that we just take an average of what they use the other months? Because that's where I don't know how we would do that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, there's gotta be some way to approach this. Because
I don't know who has an irrigation system.
They apply for it, I guess. Like, hey, we have an irrigation system, we have a pool. Can we get a discounted sunshine rate during May,
Everybody give us that info.
or just cut the sewer rate in half or something?
Well, they get a good discount because I'll apply.
I don't like that.
We'll figure it out in 2 weeks.
I think your assistant director can find that out. What is it? Nick?
No, I said, we can look into it. I mean, I don't know how, I would like to see how other places do it.
It was a comment under the comment section.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I mean, we'll make a line item and have a water sewer committee in the next few.
It'd be a sewer rate discount, essentially. Summertime sewer rate discount, you apply for it.
Well, you want sewer and water.
Water wouldn't be, but you're still making it.
We're still using
It'd
the water.
just be
It's not-
sewer.
it's not even sewer.
It'd just be sewer.
yeah, you're making the water, you're going to recycle the sewer.
Yeah. Right here. Right. Anyone else under comments?
How, JR, how far are we from, or Nathan, maybe I'm making off out, from the plant being completely 100% but, construction finished?
I would probably say within a month or so.
So we punch
I mean, yeah, we're doing punch list items and troubleshooting, some programming and that type of stuff.
Was there any update on well 2?
Well 2, the contractor's coming up with a solution to mitigate that problem. We'll hopefully have an answer on what that looks like. I received an email this afternoon that they did an analysis of the material coming out, so they need to size a screen that will go inside the well shaft right now. So
If they do a screen that they put in there, is there a way to test that without having that water go into the full distribution system for the city?
yes, would be discharged at the site outside of, there's a vault there that we have a T on that would flush it out at. And that's what they're doing right now.
They've used a spring before.
Cash.
Yeah. And I'll have a better update at the utility meeting next week with my plan. That's a material to show everybody.
And something that's been on my mind is having parts and pieces, extra material stock flying around, like for drives on a pump and stuff. Those things always seem, if you have a bad one, it goes bad pretty fast, as we found out. But they take a while to get. It makes sense just to have one of those in a box down there.
We do have some parts on hand, but with the EPA loan, we're not really able to have spare.
Right, no stock shelves, or shelf stock stuff.
So with some of, the redundancy of obviously the wells and the reactor.
We got enough built-in redundancy,
Correct.
but something like that to keep in mind, that we might want to budget for in future years.
And we did upload the latest operating log on our website.
Thank you, Jared. Anyone else under comments? Motion to adjourn. Russ, second?
Second.
Mr. Hopkins? 6:14, meeting, or all in favor?
Aye.